शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं Sri Chandrasekharendra Pranamami Mudanvaham. Hindu Dharma Part 5, the Vedas, Chapter 10, Methods of Chanting. Our forefathers devised a number of methods to preserve the unwritten Vedas in their original form, to safeguard their tonal and verbal purity. They laid down rules to make sure that not a syllabi was changed in chanting, not a swara was altered. In this way, they ensured that the full benefits were derived from intoning the mantras. They fixed the time taken to enunciate each syllabi of a word and call this unit of time or time interval matra. How we must regulate our breathing to produce the desired vibration in a particular part of our body so that the sound of the syllable enunciated is produced in its pure form. Even this is determined in the Vedanga called Siksha. The similarities and differences between swaras of music of the Vedas are dealt with. So too, those between the sounds voiced by birds and animals on the one hand and the Vedic swaras on the other. With all this, the right way is shown for the intonation of Vedic mantras. A remarkable method was devised to make sure that the words and syllables are not altered. According to this, the words of a mantra are strung together in different patterns like Vakya, Pada, Krama, Jata, Mala, Shikha, Rekha, Dvaja, Danda, Ratha, Ghana. We call some Vedic scholars Ganapatins, don't we? It means they have learned the chanting of the scripture up to the advanced stage called Ghana. Patin means one who has learned the Patha. When we listen to a Ganapatin chant the Ghana, we notice that he intones a few words of a mantra in different ways, back and forth. It is most delightful to the ear, like nectar poured into it. The sonority natural to Vedic chanting is enhanced in Ghana. Similarly, in the other methods of chanting like Krama, Jata, Shikha, Mala and so on, the intonation is nothing less than stately, indeed divine. The chief purpose of such methods, as already mentioned, is to ensure that not even a syllabi of a mantra is altered to the slightest extent. The words are barricaded together, so to speak, and recited back and forth. In Vakya Patha and Samhita Patha, the mantras are chanted in the original natural order with no special pattern adopted. In the Vakya Patha, some words of the mantras are joined together in what is called Sandhi. There is Sandhi in Tamil also, but in English the words are not joined together. You have many examples of Sandhi in the Tevaram, Tiruvachakam, Tirukkural, Divya Prabandham and other Tamil works. But the Sandhi of the individual words are less recognizable in Sanskrit than even in Tamil. In Pada Patha, each word in a mantra is clearly separated from the next. It comes next to Samhita Patha and after it is Karma Patha. In this, the first word of a mantra is joined to the second to the third and the third to the fourth and so on until we come to the final word. In old inscriptions in the south, we find the names of some important people of the place concerned mentioned with the appellation Kramavittan added to the names. Kramavittan is the Tamil form of Kramavid, in the same way as Vedavittan is of Vedavit. We learn from the inscriptions that such Vedic scholars were to be met throughout the Tamil country. In Jatapatha, the first word of the mantra is chanted with the second, then the order is reversed. The second is chanted with the first. Then again the first word is chanted with the second. Then the second with the third, and the third with the second, and again the second with the third, and so on. In this way, the entire mantra is chanted going back and forth. In Shikha-patha, the pattern consists of 3 words of a mantra instead of the 2 of Jata. Gana-patha is more difficult than these. There are 4 types of this method. Here also, the words of a mantra are chanted back and forth, and there is a system of pronunciation and combination in the chanting. To explain all of it would be like conducting a class in arithmetic. We take all kinds of precautions in the laboratory, don't we, to protect a life-saving drug? The sound of the Vedas guards the word against all else. Our forefathers devised these methods of chanting to protect the sound of our scripture against change and distortion. Samhita Patha and Padapatha are called Prakrit Patha, natural way of chanting, since the words are recited only once in their natural order. The other methods belonging to the Vikriti Patha, artificial way of chanting category. In Krama, though the words do not go in the strict natural order of 1, 2, 3, there is no reversal of the words. The first after the second after the third, and so on. So we cannot describe it fully as Vikriti Patha. Leaving out Krama, there are 8 Vikriti patterns, and they are recounted in the verse to be easily remembered. Jata Mala Shikha Rekha Dvaja Dando Ratho Ganaha Ityastu Vikrityaha Proktaha Kramapurva Maharshibihi. All these different methods of chanting are meant to ensure the tonal and verbal purity of the Vedas for all time. In Pada, the words in their natural order. In Krama, 2 words together. In Jata, the words going back and forth. The words tally in all these methods of chanting, and there is the assurance that the original form will not be altered. The benefits to be derived from the different ways of chanting are given in this verse. Meaning, Padapatha is twice as beneficial as Samitha Patha. Kramapatha is 4 times beneficial. The method called Varna Krama is 100 times more beneficial, while Jatapatha is 1000 times more beneficial. Considering that our ancestors took so much care to make sure that the sound of the Vedas did not undergo the slightest change, it is futile for modern researchers to try to establish the date of our scripture by finding out how the sounds of its words have changed. Hari Om Tat Sat.